It's almost like a Frankenstein story.
Frankenstein's monster.
So the creature after Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein.
Totes my goats.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Like he understands. He knows, Dave.
Hello, YouTubians.
What's going on, YouTube?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Greetings.
However, whenever you're watching this, we appreciate you because you already know time is expensive.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
And thank you for subscribing, bot or not. But if you're here for the first time, this show is about everything and anything creative. Anything that sparks your creativity in whatever medium you dabble in.
Yes, expressing your creative soul.
And welcome to another episode of Creativity Unsheathed. I'm Oliver Sigua.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, we are brothers.
Yes, we are.
And this is the show where we feel
that nothing is written in stone. It's like nothing is for certain.
Yeah, don't be so quick to bust out your hammer and chisel and...
Anything can happen at a drop of a dime. Like, anything can change. People feel so programmed these days, society, and then now it's like they just break free from that with their instincts.
And the instincts is a double-edged sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we can be a slave to our instincts.
Yeah,
and
it's a gamble.
to really know what your intuition is telling you.
Yeah, and taking that risk. Yeah.
And why we're talking about this and what we're looking in today is Weapon X.
Marvel Comics presents issue 81, part 9 of the Weapon X saga.
Yes. This B-Dubs cover explains it all.
Yeah, in the previous issue or previous episode, we seen the black and white version, which looks awesome.
And if you haven't seen those episodes, definitely backtrack, pause this episode, or save it for later and check out those episodes. But for now, we're going to look into part 9. On top of the part 2 of Steve Ditko's Captain America story.
Hell yeah.
We get a Marshall Rogers Daredevil. So this particular issue of Marvel Comics Presents is definitely a real treat because we get these all-stars in one book.
Hell yeah.
For the price of $125.
Man, you don't see that no more.
Man.
It's like gas prices. Comic books like gas prices.
It's a rarity now.
So what you're seeing here, guys, is original.
Seriously, dude. Alright, create a team up front.
Nice.
B-Dubs with the help of Jim Novak on the Weapon X. And again, that part 2 on the Captain America Steve Ditko story with Terry Austin on the inks.
Nice.
It must have been an honor for him working with Steve Ditko. Just seeing Terry Austin's line of work and the pencilers that he's collaborated with, it's like, man, again, just must have been an honor to work with Steve Ditko.
For sure.
And you get a cool Ant-Man story here.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Again, mentioning Marshall Rogers, Daredevil piece, inker,
Al Williamson.
Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Man, for those who don't know Marshall Rogers, he's just known for Batman and Detective Comics. And to have a Daredevil piece by him, that's a real treat.
Two of my favorite characters, man.
Yeah.
Batman and Daredevil. It's cool how they're able to jump to different companies, like back and forth, you know what I mean? Until they get that, whoever gives them the better deal, they'll stay there for a while, you know what I mean?
Kind of like what Chuck Dixon put out there, like him being with DC and Denny O'Neil being the editor in the Batman office or Batman team. It's like they let Chuck Dixon, do the stories he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right? So we're jumping into this Weapon X story, and right away we're getting that splash page.
Action straight up.
Right.
Nice composition.
And now I stand corrected. This is where the actual lackluster trade paperback cover came from.
Yeah.
From this splash page. I thought it was from the previous issue, but that was just a warm-up. And this is the
Hell yeah.
And this is the full-on image that we're getting on that edition. But man,
you see the pyramid composition.
Yeah, maybe that Frank Frazetta.
Yes.
Composition.
Inspiration.
Yeah, but man,
almost looks like the art in Alien, the Dark Horse. Like good inks, man.
Yeah, man. Something with those European artists, though, like they have an eye for a certain aesthetic,
Yeah, I like the red as well.
Interesting choice on Barry's part, but it's effective.
Yeah, and just enough blacks too. You can still see everything.
Yeah, adds to the mood, right?
This guy here, like, fuck.
Like, do I even want to try? I'm out of here.
I'm out of here before he even sees me.
But he smells you already, bub.
Yeah.
He has your scent.
That's cool splash.
Yeah, man. I can see why they would use it for a trade paperback, but it's poorly executed.
See, I wonder how much this piece would go. An original. Ooh, man, I would say up in 100K.
100K, you, 101, you, 102, 3.
Jim Lee buys it.
Sold to that guy with the X hat.
Jim Lee.
Story continues. We're turning the page now.
Nice. Gets his
hand chopped off.
Yeah, gets his severed by Wolverine.
He came up and under instead of through the door. You know, the cliche way of thinking of how someone would. But Wolverine, being the animal that he is, he went with his instincts.
Yeah, he smelled his fear.
Pheromones, if you will.
Yeah, it's like Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in him. It's just the experiments just heightened it and opened it up even more.
The bodies are made of chemicals already, and just that added sedatives, whatever it may be, and so trying to get into safety and get that help that he needs for that severed hand. But Wolverine's really driven, to get his revenge.
Don't be stupid, Cornelius. They didn't stand a chance.
Oh my God! Oh God! Heavy fire, sir! Couldn't stop him! What's your stick? Shh! Nothing left, sir. Sir, he's coming. For me! This is it, Cornelius.
Yeah, she's about to give him the gun, but he only has one hand.
That's not my strong hand.
It's good pacing.
Given these added beats,
Yeah.
just coming off of the conversation being interrupted, and then the next panel.
Totally cinematic.
Yeah. Minimal violence, but I guess bearable enough for the 13-year-old picking up this book. I mean, shit, the 80s, that a lot of violence was coming on the big screen anyways with the Rambo stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Dude, Barry Windsor-Smith's writing. Yeah, I mean, Grant here drew it as well. It flows.
It's already being the artist, knowing what you want to draw and what to show, storytelling-wise. Which can be taxing, but you really have the vision of how to play it out.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Jim Novak for helping out on the lettering. It's like you didn't let the bubbles take away from the art. The way it flows from panel to panel, it moves the story along. Almost what Chris Claremont does.
Claremont and John Byrne worked together, right?
Yeah, after Dave Cockrum took a break.
I feel like that combo was better than Jim Lee and Claremont. It's like the way, like I said, Jim Lee draws the hits, but like the story doesn't flow well.
Right.
Like he just draws the awesome stuff, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe they all have their different way of telling stories. If they get both the Marvel style scripts or plots, whatever.
It's just crazy how everyone executes differently.
Yeah, having their own voice.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
I guess that's what really separates everybody, and
yeah.
I mean, you can definitely know those who are passionate about the art and those who are just in it for the money and being that art prostitute, if you will.
Yeah, a jobber compared to an actual storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
So Logan's on the hunt. It's him. It's a Wolverine. He's coming down the stairs. Again, he drew everything.
Going delirious with all that blood loss.
It's almost like a Frankenstein story.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Frankenstein's monster.
So the creature after Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Totes my goats.
Yeah. So to him, Logan's the monster. The creature. Now he woke up like, hey man, what'd you do to me?
Why?
Yeah. Like he understands. He knows, Dave.
Why?
He knows.
Why, bub? Why'd you do this to me?
For an angle like this, it works.
Yeah.
Like it just looks like he's leaning over, even though it's like straight up 90 degrees. It
Nice.
just totally works.
Nice composition.
Right, and like you said, this is where the long panel works.
Mm-hmm. You know, not just for the sake of using it like here,
Yeah.
but, you know, shouting out Steve Ditko and just the old school way of storytelling, you know, just be more dynamic with the camera angle.
Yeah, for sure.
As if he too, Mr. Barry Windsor Smith, was watching those 80s movies and had seen those directors' vision, you know.
Yeah. I think a good way to look at it, it's not the instrument, it's the artist. And it's like if you're a real director, you'll use any camera. So same with the artist, you'll draw any panel and use it, you know.
Toast my goats. Yeah, yeah. We all take the same class. We all read the same books.
Look at those 8mm that they used back then. Charlie Chaplin time.
And Charlie Chaplin, it was his performance that made those movies a hit.
Right? Before any dynamic angles, it was just like oneers or quick cuts and then another shot.
But like here, there's a lot of cinematography, if you will. But
Look at the timing.
yeah, dude, really that Bernard Krigstein influence. I mean, I don't know if he was legitimately the one that really started that kind of sequential storytelling, but I mean, it's really effective. And again, that has that cinematic vision. I mean, I don't know if it was Will Eisner himself, like the way he has the body move panel to panel, as if that it is like beat for beat cinematography, you know.
Kirby.
I feel like his splash pages is like a play.
Yeah.
Like you keep the camera stationary and his splash pages just let it play out, you know.
Yeah. You know, a good point that you made, Joe Struzan,
Mm-hmm.
How he made those posters. Imagine if they got Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko or Barry Windsor to do movie posters.
Oh.
Right? Like that's their another way of getting money as artists. Like telling stories in splash, like you said.
Ooh, how about Jack Kirby pencils with Drew Struzan color?
Right? Oh. Yeah, right?
It's almost you're getting like a what Alex Ross would do today.
Yeah,
you know?
That'd be cool. Yeah, you know, surprisingly, like, they never asked, or I don't know, if they even asked Alex Ross to do covers or posters for movies.
Like, I wonder how much you would charge for such thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
like one-time payout, or you get royalties, or what, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And depending what, of course, what movie, what project. So, yeah, it's a cool thought, you know?
Yeah, definitely another stream of income
There you go.
for independent artists.
Almost looks like Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine.
Totes. I see it. I see it. And definitely impactful. Look at that execution splash page, y'all. The turn page action, that's what we get. It's awesome.
Die!
No! There's no no.
In his head. It's in his head.
He finally
define the professor, man. Manipulative. Professor. Coward. Alright, guys. That was part 9.
This will continue next issue, y'all. Subscribe and be on the lookout for that if you're here for the first time. But in the meantime, we're going to look into this Steve Ditko Captain America.
Dude, fucking Steve Ditko, yo.
And look at this choreography. That's awesome.
It's like you get those classic 50s, 60s street fights.
Again, look at the execution of techniques. The heavy blacks and crosshatches, you know. And then Steve Ditko, he doesn't add that to his work. But you see the life in the gestures. He puts life in those fingers, in those hands. Like, it's not always just a closed fist. He actually has those fingers doing something, you know, like the whole ragdoll effect.
I wonder if he hit him with a shield,
Right.
And then he tripped him. Kind of like those martial arts moves.
Hell yeah. You know, for this time, you really see Steve Ditko improving his art, you know, from the Spider-Man days and Doctor Strange days. It's like, just backtrack.
And like seeing some of the Steve Ditko Spider-Mans, he doesn't draw all the webs.
Yeah.
He'll just draw it on the mask.
Mm-hmm.
But then at least, like, I feel like with Captain America's costume, you see that less is more.
Yeah.
And it works better.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, draw the distinct costume.
Yeah, you can't really, it's hard to get away with that for Spider-Man. And I think that's where the heavy blacks and the shadowing come in,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, to hide them.
Yeah. Again, just gotta appreciate what Steve Ditko has left behind. Again, I don't know how much this is a rarity for the comic book fans and especially Steve Ditko fans, but
Yeah.
you know, our eyes is being blessed.
Yeah, Captain America, Steve Ditko. Nice.
And just, again, like the way he's able to contain things in the panels, but it's still effective with the storytelling, you know, especially with the extreme zooms.
Yeah.
It's really effective. It's still for this time of the 80s. And then just put it side by side with Barry Wintersmith. Like, it's still the same kind of panel work, right?
Yeah, for sure. This like same structure.
Yeah. It's awesome.
He straight slapped his son. These zoom-ins, they remind me of like Sam Raimi directing like those Western zoom-ins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't always have the same stagnant, stationary camera view, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta find interesting ways to tell in a sequential way as well, you know?
So this guy was infiltrating. He's part of the war god's army. His son got caught.
So he was the one selling off the plans, or...
Yeah, like he's doing business behind his dad's back because he feels like the company needs it. But then it's like dirty money, you know, bad people.
Oh, man. That's tarnishing what the father has built, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
But then I was just thinking about you, the fact of business.
Man.
But his dad already knows. It's not good.
Not good at all. Oh, man, look at this this
Oh,
composition is pretty good, man.
That's good. Without really breaking it with shadow, huh?
Yeah. Just emphasize on the line art and you're good.
How else did you betray me? How? That's good, like pulling him in.
Yeah, dude. Nice acting.
Yeah.
Right.
Facial expressions as well, guys. You gotta get it right.
Right.
Adds to the story.
Mm-hmm. And given the small spaces in these panels, like he's effective with this fight scene.
I think that's a good note. If you're drawing action, always draw the end. Right? The end result.
Yeah,
And then just fill in the middle stuff. They see him coming in. Just fucking hurls the body. One hand. Now that's Captain America.
That's a Steve Ditko Captain America,
Yes. I wonder if he just designed this again. Like, if it's a first time character
For Steve.
for Steve, or it's been around. But this a really unique design, like as far as the headgear.
Yeah. It's really obscure.
Yeah, kind of reminds of like a Ditko, otherworldly.
Almost look like a He-Man character.
Yeah. Betrayed. The action scene.
It's just as effective with 4 panels.
Yeah, Jack Kirby used a lot of these in this fourth world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The quick beats.
Yeah, I feel like these remind me of manga.
Definitely influencing each other.
See, now ever since the shield upgrade, he's able to withstand his mace. Can absorb it better.
Right? Again, could this be the precursor to the vibranium type shield that we got in the MCU?
Right? Again, with the eye under the shield. That's cool.
Nice.
Look at that energy.
That sequential storytelling, y'all. Sequential.
Good energy.
Man, he really threw in these small panels for this.
Yeah. That's cool. It works. Like one big one, then 4 small ones. It totally works. There's no rules, guys, to tell the story.
The artist's eye execute the way it is. So, you know, there's no rules to art. You do you. Mora!
It was the daughter all along.
What?
Wow. He said, this is for Jake Page.
All for the sake of what? Money?
Man,
Greed? Power?
she's just sick and tired of it.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired?
People trying to take control, power this, power that. I'm tired of it.
She wants to sell it her own way, in her own vision.
Yeah.
But it's not the right way to do it. But these are extreme measures to make your voice be heard, y'all.
Well, old buddy, we just want to skirmish.
It's awesome. It's like definitely a poster or something you see on a Valentine's Day card or...
Yeah. I'll shield my heart. I'll shield you. Alright, that was part 2 of the Ditko Captain America extravaganza.
What a treat.
Very political story.
Very.
Yeah, totally Captain America. Somewhat street level, yeah.
This story really had a espionage
Yep.
type feel. You know, something you would see a James Bond or
Totally.
Jackie Chan's First Strike, you know. But anybody can do the plot.
Totally. Like, just imagine Jackie Chan as Captain America.
Wow.
Right?
Definitely. That's awesome.
Thank you, Steve Ditko.
Steve Ditko, we salute you.
Salute you in honor. On to the next.
Now on to this astonishing Ant-Man in
Time
Bomb.
Starring Paul Rudd. In this story, he has to defuse a bomb. Fitting. He has to fry the wires.
And shout out James Fry. I mean, the technicality on the interiors, and are you going off reference? Were you an engineer? Like, what made you do all of this work? Like, were you...
Yeah, good job. It works.
It's awesome.
Totally works.
The babysitter.
We have Cassie here. Being babysat.
Look like she's making cookies or a cake. She's definitely on that baking mode.
She's watching the news, knowing that her dad's there.
Something's going down at Stark Industries.
That's good light.
Nice mood.
It's like as if yellow and the blue. It's like the perfect combo for nighttime.
Yeah. Or purple.
Purple, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There we go, y'all. That's a nice tip. Practice your shades of blues. Honk if you hear me.
Oh, that's good. It's a good angle.
Bingo. The detonator wire.
Nice.
And
It's
yeah,
a nice picture.
dude, to get away with this sequence, it totally works.
Right, and it all flows this way.
Right? The due to the wiring, right? Like as if the wires tell that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look how, like, this kind of leads this way.
That directional tool.
It's a cool up shot.
And nice colors with the, what was that, blue? Greenish?
Yeah.
Nice. Like a lot of consideration of color.
Yeah.
That's good. Like it helps with the story.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Yeah, his helmet is silver, so it does have that shine.
Yeah, man.
Nice reflection.
Like they really went all out on the colors.
It's great.
Who's the colorist? Michael Thomas.
Nice.
Shout out Michael Thomas.
Michael T.
Colors are awesome.
Nice long panels. Works for Ant-Man.
Yeah, given the situation.
Yeah.
Small spaces.
Yep. Stepped on the tripwire, if you will.
Who knew there'd be a tripwire for Ant-Man within a bomb?
See, the floor shifted under my weight. Okay, don't panic.
Just calmly, carefully look around and try not to move. Don't freak out, man.
It's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do if you don't move. It's a trip latch.
That connects to a base wire. That connects to the timing device, which connects to the... Oh God! I've activated a failsafe. A booby trap. If I move off...
When they do stories like this, it really makes the character underrated.
Yeah, dude.
Things that you can't always have a big person to do.
Yeah.
Little things that make the big difference.
The story has that Alfred Hitchcock,
Yeah.
Ticking clock vibe.
Yes.
That thrilling anticipation.
Like the Iceman torch story.
That was a good one. Backtrack on those episodes, y'all. Those short stories are good ways to study up on storytelling on 5-page, 8-page story arcs.
And look who came to the rescue. He has a little assistance from his friends,
Anthony 1, Anthony 2.
Anthony and Antoine.
Nice shading with the duotones.
Oh yeah. Totally 70s.
Yeah.
Almost feel like a Steranko.
Really considering mood with the shadows, silhouettes. It's awesome.
It's cool.
Michael Fry, yeah.
That's what he was doing. He used to work at Fry's Electronics. That's cool.
And look at this.
Man. Kirby Crackle on top of the Kirby Sparkle. Then you get the Scrackle. Scarkle?
Scarkle? Scarkle.
Oh, that's good. That's a good face. That's real good.
Something that you would see on the back of a Marvel card with the stats.
Again, it's like stories like this. Makes them cool. Underrated. You kind of got that a little bit in the movie, but not so much.
Whatever the CGI could afford.
Yeah.
That's why comics are better, y'all. It's like you don't need no camera crew, no CGI crew or anything. You just draw.
Yeah, for sure.
You are your one-man camera crew.
Yeah, for sure.
One-man movie production. And like the shadow work on the hands.
It's good.
It's awesome.
It's good. It's a good study too for nighttime.
Oh yeah.
Like even could be for like noir.
Totes.
Go! Scarkle. Scarkle! Oh, it's like puppy dog eyes.
Ant and Antoine.
Well done, brothers. Well done.
What a smile.
As if they have puppy dog eyes. Oh.
I don't know if they really sound like that. Who knows? Comment below.
You both helped save a lot of lives here today. You have my thanks, brothers. Since when he was Australian? Since when is that man Australian?
3 ants and a bomb.
Nice.
That's a good tagline for this story. 3 ants and a bomb. That's all you know.
Starring Paul Rudd, Anthony, and Antoine. They're twins. So one quick note, guys. Don't think you're small. You can still do big things.
Yeah.
Small voice, whatever. Just stand up for what you believe in, and you will be louder than words can speak.
You're given those attributes for a reason.
Yep. Seek your potential, y'all, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Have the right team.
Nice one and done. Now we can head back to Cassie.
And now onto this Marshall Rogers Daredevil story titled The Call.
Now let's make the call.
Interesting take. I don't know if Marshall Rogers' pencils are always like this for the Batman, but light line weights and
Very loose, huh? Yeah, not a lot of beats, like or wrinkles or folds.
Yeah.
But
it's effective.
see, that gets me. It's like you don't have to draw realistic, but then something simple.
Yeah.
Looks real.
Right? We're all given the same techniques, same books, but
Yeah.
how do you execute it? You know, every artist has that eye, their own attributes of how they vision things on the paper, on the board, or whatever canvas they're doing their art. But Marshall Rogers is doing something special with this Daredevil piece.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't know if he's done it in his previous Batman works, but it's definitely a nice treat.
I like how they overlap the dialogue to make it show that it's continuously this way.
Yeah.
And then they add the arrow.
It is kind of confusing without it, you know. But if you take it away, does it still work?
The arrow.
Well, yeah, if you take away the arrow, does it still work? But
Like start there, then this way, right?
that's really manga style,
yeah,
right?
Totally. Totally.
Hey, and this was on the editor's note, maybe, but who knows? Comment below if you could think is effective, or did you even notice? Hey, maybe Marshall Rogers' techniques changes up from scene to scene. It's pretty cool cross-hatching technique.
Yeah, so a lot of people do this, huh?
Yeah.
Instead of just blacking it out, yeah.
I'd rather have that than that whole domino mask.
Yeah, raccoon
But
eye.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And it's like the way he's able to add mood here.
Oh, yeah.
Like now you see his Batman. Like when it comes to the nighttime,
Yeah,
right?
that's totally cool.
Seems like Marshall Rogers knows how to switch up his line art for certain moods. Changing up on the techniques. It's pretty good.
So the grandma does witchery or black magic. She thinks it works. It's like one of those things where something happens where she thinks it's working, but just coincidence.
Or maybe it is the universe working,
Yeah.
finding a way.
Exactly. So like she's calling the devil, and then Daredevil comes in.
Not the devil she expects.
Yep, not the devil she knows. That's cool how he shadowed or blacked out the mid, but then in the back, it's colored.
Really showing the dimensions and dynamic.
It's kind of cool, and then it shows the light coming up from the streets.
Foreground, midground, totally works.
Pretty cool. He brought a billy club to a gunfight. Daredevil was cool though. Total boxing.
Nice composition, yo.
Yeah.
Silhouette test. You don't always have to draw it out. You could probably have this continue up with, 2 more panels, but you got to add more drama on and continue on the storytelling. Man, he really went all out on this.
The wall.
Cross hatching, man.
Yeah.
That enough time to do so on that page.
For real. It's good lighting from the fire on the floor.
Man. And good choice of the blues.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be black, huh?
No. I mean, you could have got away with the purple, but it would probably conflict with his suit. And maybe with this.
I like this, how they didn't show it.
Yeah.
It's like she woke up in the middle of the dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Left cross.
Left cross or left hook?
Left hook. Oh yeah, left hook.
Depends on your choreography, yo.
The old 1-2.
What do you know? Whoa. Marshall Rogers changing up his techniques.
Yeah. Look at his line work for the rain.
Man, he's just really pulling all sorts of tricks out of his bag. This is awesome. Like, giving these small beats. Nice. Kablam.
Yeah, see? It totally works better. The long panels.
Effective way to use these long panels, y'all. Don't be lazy and cheap out and use it for talking head scene. Really utilize it for storytelling purpose.
Yep. Want to be great? Learn from the greats.
I mean, you can get away with certain panels like this, right? But, it's more effective this way. More like storytelling, like his shadow tells the rest of it. The shadows finish off the story.
Yeah, and I like that. It shows that you don't always have to draw it.
Yeah. Like your
silent film.
Creativity unsheathed.
Yes. Sometimes I forget that, like, I don't have to draw it all the time. Or, like, it's okay to have it cut off at some point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're all given our shortcuts after learning certain techniques, right?
Like this, for example, I wouldn't want to draw it like that. Mm-hmm. Like, or I would think critics or people would say, oh, why'd you cut off the hand? You know what I mean? So you always have to draw it, right?
Right.
But then, I guess not, and it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or, you can position the hands or give a different emotion to the arms if you want.
Yeah, so maybe unless it really plays a part in the panel in the story, draw it. But if you don't need it, maybe you don't, and it's okay.
And just thinking cinematically, not everything's going to be within the frame.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this, look how common we see these in movies, westerns, espionage movies, war movies. It's like
exactly like this. Like I would think you would want the whole hand holding the gun,
or let alone like it's the forearm, shoulder, whatever, or at least half the face of who's behind it.
Yeah.
But if you just read the previous beats or the panel before the page before this,
you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Totally.
Storytelling, y'all, 101. Oh, look, he's using the purples.
Nice.
He lighted up on technique toward the end. Like, he went back to how the story started. Light, line weights, and, man, it's crazy. Like,
showing his range.
Seriously. That's why Marshall Rogers is one of those all-star legends, yo. Hall of Famer.
Like, you want Noir? I'll give you Noir.
Oh, you want Daredevil? I'll give you Daredevil. Oh, you want Batman in a Daredevil costume? I'll give that to you. Right? Same character, right?
For sure.
Oh, it's Bruce Wayne in a Daredevil costume.
For Halloween.
And that's the end, y'all. If you didn't know that Marshall Rogers did a Daredevil piece, now you know.
It's like, just take this panel, and it looks like one of those advertisements. See what your superheroes are up to. Call this.
99 cents per minute. Call this hotline now.
One and done. Call.
One and done, y'all.
Daredevil. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool.
You get the back cover art by Shirello. And with the inks by Mike Mignola.
That's what it looks like, Mignola.
Right? And the whole shadow.
Yeah, right here, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Totally Mignola.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to see a Daredevil Mignola. A Mignola Daredevil.
Totally. Be awesome. Alright, y'all. That was Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X issue 81.
Part 9 in the Weapon X saga.
If you didn't know this one existed, or you've seen the cover before in the cover galleries of those trade paperbacks, now you know what it looks like. You know the full-on interior work of this particular issue, including the All-Stars, Marshall Rogers, Steve Ditko,
Yes.
Barry Windsor-Smith.
James Fry, right?
You get all of that for the price of $1.25 of this time.
Damn.
I don't know how much this particular issue costs now, but you got to get it for that Marshall Rogers Daredevil piece. You got to get it for the Steve Ditko. If you're Steve Ditko fans, you already know. You got to add it. You know?
Yes.
Whatever bin you guys find it in, definitely support your local comic book store. Take a break from ordering online and, you
Get
know.
on out and go. Some fresh air.
Yeah.
Say hi.
But if you don't like clutter and you don't like collecting long boxes in your home, definitely get this Weapon X story, add it to your Wolverine collection, and just admire all the awesome and greatness that's within these pages.
Yes. Treat yourself.
And if you reach this part of the video, we highly appreciate you because you already know time is expensive. But we love you for spending that time with us. Definitely like, subscribe, comment below what you want us to look into next if you're here for the first time. But if you're a returnee, definitely share what you've just watched and let everyone know what we're doing over here on Creativity Unsheathed.
Hell yeah.
More movies, comic books, and music reviews on the way, including our own creations to share with the world.
Lots of goodies coming to you guys.
Physical follow, avatar follow, whatever floats your boat. Follow us on this journey.
Come along.
Because now we like to end this episode with a motivational quote for y'all. But if you heard this before, by all means, just let it be a self-reflection of where we are today.
In the present.
And this one is by Jonathan Swift. And it states, "Vision is the art of seeing things invisible." End quote.
Nice.
You know, Dr. Cornelius and the professor, they had the wrong vision.
Yeah.
They thought they had everything
calculated correctly, programmed correctly, thinking they were in total control of their fate and destiny.
Of this project, Weapon X, or Logan.
Man.
Yeah, but they didn't expect his genetic code to mix in with whatever formula that's in that Weapon X juice, you know?
It just overrode the project.
And that vision, you gotta, make sure it's clear enough for you to execute. Like, let this story be an example for you guys of making sure your vision is clear enough to execute, and that, you know, everything is in its proper order, in its less corrupt form and most authentic way to, you know, to be itself.
Organically.
Don't try to force feed, you know, the process. Learn to be patient, and whatever miscalculations was in that formula or this whole overall Weapon X program is just malfunctioned, and it turned on Cornelius, the professor, and just this whole crew that Logan is getting their revenge on. Some out there may look at him as violent and
seems uncontrollable or out of control.
Right? He's just this animal that needs to be locked away, but all of us don't know the full story. You know what I mean?
So it's like, for all we know, Logan could be mad that he knows what's being done to him. You know, he's regained his consciousness.
And
tenfold.
To a certain extent, you just got to give people a chance.
Yeah.
And of course, for those who are wrong, they don't like to admit that they're wrong. Like the professor here, you know, that's why he was going delirious on such situation, and especially getting his hand cut off. He wasn't thinking thoroughly, and the repercussions of that, you know, now him and his crew is reaping what they sow.
Yeah, and now he's coming face to face with Logan, and we'll see what happens in the next issue.
Right.
In part 10.
The whole Frankenstein's monster, y'all.
For sure, dude. Frankenstein.
Sniggity snack!
Frankenberries.
But yeah, y'all. So again, let this part 9 of Weapon X story be an example for you, or inspiration for you in some way, shape, or form to where you need to be. But just make sure that you and the universe are on the same team. So you know yourself better and the universe is helping you on that part. And just continue to follow the intuition and just let the universe guide you.
Yeah. Stay true to yourself and listen.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
That's it. Stay silent and listen.
Yep.
And trust the universe.
Because it's that time we're gonna say, stay creative, keep creating.
Stay independent. Have your own voice.
Do your best as a human being to stay motivated and to keep on going.
Yes, kill the negativity. Stay positive, be kind, and love yourself.
Till next time, y'all.
Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Snickety snack.